Hello my friends, welcome back to the newly formed Kingdom of the Gutes. My name is Incoherence, as you all know, and we'll begin by first taking a look at our notifications, and then I want to take a quick look at each of our regions, or rather each of our provinces, because I've sort of changed my thinking as to how I want to formulate them. I'm basically, in the British Isles, going to be focusing on industry, because just ever so briefly, each of the trade goods in my provinces give a bonus to industry, so I would like to stack that bonus and make shit tons of money. Now, our two spies have been exposed, and it's horrendous. They're running around the forest absolutely naked. Their wangs are fully out. I'm talking like not 50%, like you're looking at the crotch and you're like, is that a dick? Are those pubes? No, you're looking dead on, and you're like, it's looking you in the eye, you're looking it in its one eye, and there's no denying that that is a penis 100% flopping around in the wilderness. It's horrible. Odir is riding around Augusta Trevorum, seeing what he can see. It appears the Swabians are currently at war. I'm not entirely sure with whom. Gaul, Hispania, they're now at war with the Rugians, the Burgundians, the Vandals, as well as the Geats. So the Swabians are not looking so hot. That would explain their alliance with Rome. That would explain why it is the king of the Swabians is just chilling in the middle of his kingdom, bleeding profusely from his temple. He's got a bit of a spot of blood dripping from his busted lip. Gizir also just wholly naturally naked on the high seas. He's actually using his erect penis as a rudder to direct his swimming across the English Channel, and I have to say it's quite impressive how he's managed this. The Jutes are somewhere in the south of France. They've landed and they've begun marching around. God only knows what they're doing. Jesus Christ himself has zero idea. The Children of Doom are just chilling in this little inlet, this bay. If you know what this bay is, drop a comment. Tell me what this is. Just north of Cornwall, south of Wales, what is this bay? Anyone? Is it a bay? Could you call it a bay? It looks like a bay because of the scale of the map, but I mean, then again, Hudson's Bay is... You can fit entire countries in Hudson's Bay in Canada. Alright, I digress. Let's see. The rebels are continuing to raid in Londinium, and they're building an army, and I am pleased with this. Gaius Plancus, the, weirdly enough, the founder of the planking fad, he is leading this rebellion. Even I don't understand how it is he came to be in this position. We have recruited units for Viking Year. He is going to resume raiding. We're going to put him in the channel just north of Brittany, and he will raid the Swabian trade, because we want the Swabians to be mightily pissed with us. We have researched bailiffs, which allows us to upgrade all of our towns and cities, but I don't necessarily see a point in this yet. We can spend 3,600 gold to upgrade our towns, which gives us a very small bonus to public order, growth, commerce, and defensibility. I am fairly certain that in Caledonia et Hibernia, we're not going to be upgrading the towns and cities anytime soon. The only city I can really see myself upgrading is perhaps Londinium. But it's gonna be a while until I convert these places. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but you can see here there is a little tip. 96.6 conversion cost due to local culture. So, my recollection is that this is tied to religion, but now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm not entirely sure if that's correct. Otherwise it will drop over the turn. So here's what we'll do. We'll end the turn eventually and we'll take a look. If it doesn't drop, then it is not tied to religion because we are currently converting. Instead it is tied to... I don't know, somehow they compare your culture to the current culture of the building. we will get answers, I assure you this. We will get answers by the end of the episode. So we have researched bailiffs, and I actually want to research tolls and customs, because this will unlock slave trade, this will unlock the amber trade, and it will unlock the fairground. Now, I had mentioned earlier that I've sort of changed my thinking as to how I want to formulate these provinces. I'm beginning to build an iron smelter in Corinium, which eventually will give me a pretty large bonus to wealth to industry. And there is another building that allows us to do this, and it is the slave trader, which will eventually give me another 15% bonus to industry. The amount of commerce here isn't that bad either. It's pretty nice. We don't have the luxury goods required to begin trading in amber. So that is off the table entirely. And I think, I haven't actually sat down to do the math, but I'm fairly certain if we stack the industrial bonuses, we will actually end up making more money than we will following the Trade Depot Fairground line, because as you can see here, there is a 10% bonus to wealth from all buildings. And if I look at my provinces, for example, Caledonia at Hibernia, the vast majority of my wealth is in industry anyway. So for example, in Tuessis, we're making 950 with a 30% bonus. In Iblana, we have, well, there is no industry there, but in Eildon, we have a 750. I think it is like a basket weaver or something, and that has a 30% bonus. So I would like to stack those bonuses. So to that end, in Caledonia, I'm going to have to convert this building into a slave trader once we've unlocked it. I'm going to keep the tavern because I'm fairly certain we're going to need the public order to offset a lot of these really high-end industrial buildings. I also want to change this basket weaver into a bone crafter. We're not going to need this bonus to commerce because, as I mentioned previously, I want to convert this port into a military wharf. And then in Eboracum, we have the logging camp, or rather the lead mine, which will of course give us a 20% bonus to wealth in industry. So it only makes sense, again, to double up on that and get a slave trader. Much the same story in Londinium. And that is my plan. 100%. I just need the gold to do it. And to that end, I'm going to actually disband a bit of... I can't imagine that we actually need to defend Saguntium anymore. The Jutes are... they're looking pretty tame these days, rather. Much the same with Corinium. I'm not sure we need to defend it, but I'm going to do it anyway, just in case. Ragnar's army is going to stay as it is because we are eventually going to have to put down those rebels. Now, let's take a very brief view at diplomacy. The Garamantians, for some fucking reason, still don't want trade. The Angles, for some fucking reason, still don't want trade. And that's just fine. We will have some iron to trade in 2 turns. Oh, I just wanted to point out as well, when it comes to trade goods, we are selling half of the lumber and all of the iron, so, or rather lead. All of the lead from Saguntium. So that's why I've decided to upgrade the mine. Here we go. Let's end the turn and see what else we can do. Alright, Ivar needs to... oh, what the fuck? A mission. Religious request. Construct a building from the following chain. Religion in... what, anywhere? This is going to massively increase our conversion. Okay, I guess we just have to build a building anywhere? Is this true? Well, it's done already. Holy my, what an easy mission. That's amazing. Okay, we need to get Ivar back in office. Here he is, the handsome bastard. Yes. He's going to remain a judge. Gotrek can become an elder. I think that would be good. And let's see. Heraldir. I don't think I want to make him a judge. I would like Heraldir to stay in the low tiers of the political class. Because he is, of course, the rival to Ragnarr, and he's quite scary in that way. Vikingir, still an elder. We've now got Frodi, I should say. Frodi! And his good friend, Samdel Maggins. Wait, no, Samuel Baggins, that's not his name. Samuel Gamgee. That's his name, is it not? I cannot remember the name of that character, and it's a little bit bothersome because I consider myself a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Samuel Gamgee, that has to be his name. It doesn't sound correct though, that's the thing, in saying it out loud. Oh boy, okay, let's just take a brief look at things like... See if there's any political intrigue we could get up to. Maybe Ragnarr could do a bit of embezzling? Oh shit, let's get Vikingir to find a wife. Before we do though, let's see if there's a chance for us to marry into another faction. Would the Angles, for example... No, how about the Geats? I wouldn't mind marrying into the Geats. Nope. Okay, well... I'm not sure I'm completely comfortable with marrying into any other factions. Because I want to keep the bloodlines pure. I want to marry Norse to Norse. Although it may be necessary to marry to foreigners. If you really want... Ooh, maybe we could marry the Jutes? For some reason, they do not want a peace treaty. Oh no, apparently, what was his name? Geralf. I'm going to call him Geralf the Great. It seems like he's dead. And now Brynja is the new king. I almost feel as if Geralf led his horde against the last bastion of the Gallic Empire, or the province of Gaul, and he was defeated in battle, having been slain. That seems likely to me. Okay, well, having done just the briefest amount of research, I've concluded that there is not a wife out there for Vikingir. He's going to have to search for one himself. And what else have we got? Odir is exposed yet again. I want to find more factions to do diplomacy with. So I think I actually want to head east, northeast if at all possible. Get an idea of what the Germans are doing. Oh look, another Ragnarr. On the... is this the Seine River? Britannia Inferior has a bad autumn. We found a agent, don't really care. Food shortage resolved in Britannia Superior. Wunderbar. There's raiding, yes we know. I've constructed an artisan, a farmstead in Camulodunum, as well as a tavern in Tuessus. Let's look at our public order. We have a +8 bonus. Excellent. Once we begin upgrading our industrial buildings, of course that will drop. Frodi has gained a rank, as he is the governor of Britannia Superior. Let's take a look. I think I need to give him some household things first. For example, I don't think an artist would be great. I think a weighted practice shield would be great, and I also feel that perhaps the clammies would be... well, no, let's go for the chainmail shirt. Why not? Okay, we need to increase his authority, which is not going to happen right away. So we'll go... rather, we'll go zeal and cunning. And then we can dump 2 points into authority upon his next level up. Ivar himself also has a level up. And we want him to become... a sentinel? It would be great if we could make him a legend, but obviously that's not likely to happen. Let's go for... I guess we'll go hunter for the food and judge for the corruption reduction. Why not? Okay, so we have some gold now. Let's take a look at Britannia inferior. So here we can upgrade our fishing jetties, but I would much rather put my gold into something else. For example, I wouldn't mind upgrading the granary, but I'm seeing that there's really no point. We still have a huge amount of food, and there's nothing gobbling it up. So instead, we'll put a bit of money into market stalls for the income bonus, and I would like to upgrade the grove, but it's almost not worth it. There's a small public order. Okay, instead, we will do that for the public order bonus. In Britannia Superior, we can't do anything because we're broke. Wonderful. Okay, let's see if we can talk to the Vandals. Apparently they're on the coast, led by a very handsome man by the name of Gunderic.
Greetings, friend. I've called for good ale to ease.
Let's get a non-aggression pact. I would very much like it if he did not sail into Britannia. I think I would also like, if at all possible, to get a non-aggression pact with the Alamans, but that's not going to happen. With the Province of Gaul.
You will find me a willing and attentive audience. This offer is...
Nope, how about Hispania?
Be welcome. Let us talk and then enjoy good.
Okay, no one wants to have a good time with us, so I guess we're forced now to end the turn. Oh, hold on. I nearly forgot. We have to get Vikingr to raid, and actually... let's get him to block the inlet to Rotomagus. It seems this is the only... I may be wrong on this, but I'm fairly certain this is the only port the Swabians have. So if I can prevent their fleets from escaping, if and when they declare war on me, that would be ideal. So we'll raid directly outside of their port. The rest of this is our trade. Okay. Bam! Lovely. We're making about 800 gold from that raid. And, yeah, that is most excellent. Obviously, we've succeeded in our mission. There is a bit of a political obstruction here. I'm going to forget it. I don't necessarily care about Frodi. I do want Gotrek in that position. Ivar is judge. Okay, Vikingr has found a wife, but he didn't even run it past me first, motherfucker. His wife is named Geror, and they're the exact same age. Very bizarre. I suppose Vikingr has had his eye on this woman for some time now. She is faithful. Oh, that's cute. And also entirely antithetical to the relationship between Ragnarr and Astradir. Very bizarre. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. Ivar's wife is religious. Interesting. Oh look, we have a daughter. Efradir is now 16. I don't think we can actually marry her off or anything yet. But at the very least, she has a portrait now. Africa, the province of Africa, rather, not the entire continent, has declared war on the Gaetulians. We have a food shortage in Britannia Superior because we have built something. What is it I built that reduced food? Oh, it was the Sacred Grove, of course. I fucked myself big time here. Okay, well, my first thought is that I want to upgrade the pastures. What is the fertility here? It's poor. Very poor. Okay, we'll go for pastures. That's bizarre because, as far as I'm aware, England is actually quite a fertile place. Like, much more fertile than, say, Sweden, which was one of the primary reasons for the Vikings to have invaded England. Scotland, etc., Ireland. But I digress. We are currently suffering because of buildings, but also because of raiding. And it appears to me the rebels have ceased their recruitment drive, and I guess they've dispensed all of the pamphlets they can. They've done their radio spots, their TV ads, etc., etc. And now it's time for war, essentially. I just want to make sure that I haven't missed anything, though. We've got an artisan in Londinium. We've built that iron smelter finally, and I am more than happy to dump a bit of gold into a tool maker. The squalor in Corinium is a little bit high at the moment. But why is that, actually? Current squalor 5. I have no idea how that's possible. There's very obviously something I'm missing. I'm not sure entirely what's going on here, but we are going to... Oh. Corinium is a village. I didn't notice that. I assume the Jutes converted that at some point. It's not important. Let's just build the toolmaker and move on. We're going to look to Britannia Inferior, where we've just built this warrior's shrine. And we are going to actually recruit a couple of priests. We've got Dryhildir, who is a radical, who can encourage dissent. We've got Hedinganir, who is a Taffel player. I guess that's some sort of board game, so she's cunning. And then we've got Gritha, which she's progressive. Wow. Okay, this is definitely the priest for me. I want Gritha to head down to... Well, we can utilize her services in either Britannia Inferior or Superior. And we're actually going to drop a bit of gold to hire another... Well... I don't want either of those, so I'm going to hold off for a second here. Okay, do we have the gold to convert stuff? Oh, never mind. We still haven't unlocked it. Okay, we are going to... Actually, I'm just going to end the episode here. We don't have time for that battle, and that's essentially all we need to do this turn. I'm going to hold on to this gold, because there's not really anything... Well, we can build market stalls in Londinium, may as well do. Eventually I'm going to go behind the scenes and turn my capital... I'm going to turn Londinium into my capital instead of Tuesis. And actually, having said that, eventually I'm going to need to build a warlord's castle. That will allow me to get all sorts of bonuses. It will increase the maximum amount of active champions. It's going to increase public order across the kingdom. And apparently it's going to increase experience for all recruits. And along the way we will unlock herdmen, huskarls, chosen warriors, Nordic spearmasters, etc., etc. It's going to take a huge amount of food to support this place. So it's entirely possible that Britannia Superior is not going to be an economic powerhouse like I had originally envisioned. Instead, it may be an agricultural center, which is not entirely bad because we still get that bonus for agricultural wealth as well. So that actually works out quite nicely. If we're to build farms in Britannia Superior, specifically pastures, we'll make a bit of gold, we'll get the food to support the warlord's castle in the capital, and it would work out. Okay, so we are doing fairly well. We're making a shit ton of money. A lot of our provinces are fairly stable. I think even Britannia Superior is going to be doing well after we take out these rebels. Caledonia et Hibernia also doing well, which is just absolutely amazing. We could probably change the edict to something like neither of these are necessarily great. I think we'll just stick with what we have, actually. In Britannia Inferior, I would eventually like to increase growth because it's quite slow at the moment and we have some slots open. I think I can get away with changing the edict to resettlement there, and as far as... yeah, I'm going to do the same in Superior as well. That way we can get away with more buildings in a shorter amount of time. They will be cheaper, and they will be more frequent. Wonderful. Thank you everyone for watching this episode. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. I have no plans at the moment aside from secure my rule in Britannia. Alright, if you have any suggestions for what sort of strategic plan we ought to go for, hit me up in the comments. That would be great, actually. Oh, I just wanted to point out very briefly that the Vandals have a stack and a half, and they're currently just wandering around Europe. They're sure to fuck some shit up, and I'm looking forward to it. Maybe they could very well be the opportunity that we need. Interesting. Alright, everyone. I'm gonna leave it here. I think I did this already. Thank you for watching. I certainly did. As always, my name is Incoherence, and I'll see you guys later.